Welcome to another with gift session. We are doing unscripted, we are doing raw content, things that I at least have view ons, or things that we would like to have view ons. But today we are doing programming, software programming. Yes, I said it, software programming. We are not doing analysis of the world, or of anything. We are doing software programming, guys. How amazing. Let's get straight to it. First session, we're just gonna look at the calculator. We're gonna evolve as God permits. So let's start by the software. The software that I'm using here, it's Visual Studio. You can use a lot of software to design. There's millions of software, but the nice thing with Visual Studio is like you have the back end. You can do your PHP, you can do a lot of things. You can do your C Sharp, Visual Basic. You can have a lot of design. You can have a lot of frameworks within it. So different models. So you're gonna use Visual Studio. So I'm gonna click here. You can install it. Just get a free community license. It's gonna need a couple of gigs, but you can install it, download it for free, just for home community license, just for training or anything like that. Let's get straight to it. Visual Studio. Okay, if you install it and you have other problems, you can simply email me for guidelines and things like that. But Visual Studio, when you install it for the first time, it will ask you for a name, it will ask you for your details, and then what language you want to use. Today we are using C Sharp. We're using C Sharp. We're going to use also ASP. ASP just looks like HTML because when it's rendered as an HTML5. So don't stress about it. So right now, once we are here, you have already set up your language that you're using. You can just click New Project. New project. You can choose this. What happens is that when you choose this, we'll do another tutorial in the future. When you choose this, is that it's not a quick fix, because when you choose this, it simply means this option here. But remember, you are on Visual C Sharp. You are not on a Windows Store. You are not on a Windows. You are on a web application. Reason why we are starting with the web application is that things are going internet way. Shops are going internet ways. We don't want to create a software that is just on the computer, or rather a desktop application computer. So we are rather doing a web application, but don't choose the empty one. For a starter, it's always good to choose this. So you're going to choose this and give it a name. Let's call it bundle calculator. Now, because this is not an empty web application, it already created you a template page. So once you hear, you realize that it created you an empty page. I'm just going to show you something. This .aspx, it represents a page. It's like on your Facebook, you have a profile page, you have a timeline, you have settings page. So these are pages. We want to use the default one just to not create a lot of drama. We want to use the default one. So we want to quickly create an interface. So what you see here is basically things that will appear on the page. What's written in black, it's wording that will appear in the page. So I'm just going to quickly clean this up. For some of you who feel that what I'm going to do now might be very quick, you can get on the comment for any questions. I'm removing this. Notice this is one thing, this one, and this is another thing. So I'm gonna quickly remove this here, and I'm gonna write here undo calc. Okay, so you want to save this. Now we want to quickly view how it looks now, just click design here to just quickly have a bit of a view of how your calculator looks like now. As you can see, we have cleared this part and wrote this, and then you can see this part is still there. So when I go from modify up to our forums and just write modify, this is modify. So I'm gonna remove even this text up until our forum. Just clean this up. Here you can write find me on Facebook on for other calculators, right? And then maybe you can write Facebook in there. So we are not about that. We are just creating some nice heading. So we are going straight to creating the design, right? So from here, what you can do, you want to create a calculator with numbers and then with plus, minus, equals to. So we're just going to create a very simple one, and then we can see how we modify it as we go on. Please note, I've clicked here and I click enter, create space. This space you see here. So I click design. What I want to do, okay, I'm going to click from here. What I want to do, I want to add a table. So you go to table. For those of you who are good with HTML, you can simply create the table the best way you know how. So I'm going to say insert table. So what I want from my guess in my mind, throughout my many years of programming, even though I'm not a good designer, I would say let's say 10 rows, and from this side, you know, the numbers need 3 columns, and you know that the equals to and the minus need also 2 columns. So you're gonna maybe keep it like this. Alright, so you want the first part, let's put the second part. I always leave this part just in case you want to use it for something else. So you want the second row to be modified and merged. What you want to use this is your screen. This is what you call your screen. So your screen, it's this one. And this one again, you're going to leave it just in case you need it for other things. This one becomes your button. This is 1. I don't know what the calculator start from bottom up. This is 3. Yeah. And 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I hope now it makes sense what we are creating here. This is, if I remember very well, we have divide. Okay, let's do a multiply. Okay, as you can see, I've just put it the numbers and the equals to here. This doesn't mean that this now can calculate. So where's the trick? I'm gonna drag and drop buttons. These are our buttons. I'm just gonna drag and drop them here, and then you drag and drop the one for equals to there. I did it intentionally to drag and drop one here and the one at the end because I don't want my screen to shift now where I can't even manage it. So you can now drag and drop one for multiplication. You can now fix your entire row next to 2, next to 3. Yes, I see you coming. All right, very well. I see the equals to was there. I would like to keep it just below here. So what we're gonna do, we can merge this. Right click, modify, merge. So I'm gonna take my equals to there. Now we didn't put one thing here, it's our screen. So our screen, we use a text box for it, for our screen. Yes, it looks very nice. You can try and just stretch our text box a bit wider, stretch it low. Thank you for the first session. Let's meet on the next session, designing the interface of a calculator.